Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Nick and I'm from IGS Electronics. Today we are going to be, as you probably read from the title, we are going to be talking about a little bit about Schneider Electric SoMove software. The reason I come to this is because I was working with the Schneider Electric drive, which is ATV 320, we're going to show in a minute. And I was getting kind of fed up of going back to the manual and reading up what is what, and because as you probably know, going through the Schneider Electric 320 or most of the drives, and they use their specific menu the way they do, it's quite difficult to understand what is what and trying to memorize what each thing means. You always have to go back to the manual, so I wanted to simplify my life. So I went to the Schneider Electric website and downloaded SoMove. So SoMove is a software that pretty much controls all entire Schneider Electric drives. Not controls, I mean it can have access to all of a Schneider Electric drive family, so from the laptop itself. So and if you're asking me, well, software to software, how do you connect to the actual drive? That's the one thing we're going to be talking as well. It's going to be Modbus communications. And if you are using a drives from Schneider Electric, and a lot of your drives from Schneider Electric are, well, a lot of your drives in a place you work with or things like that are from Schneider Electric, I strongly advise you to get yourself a SoMove. So, oh yeah, by the way, I forgot to mention, SoMove is a free software. You can download it from Schneider Electric website. It is without registration, you can use it for a 21-day, but after that it is still free, but you'll be required to register and continue using it. So why not? It's an absolutely great piece of software, so why not use it? But the things you're going to need, strongly advise you to get yourself a package like this. So it is all the necessary connection cables that you would need for any of the drives. Let me just quickly run you through the kit as well. You got a standard, most of the kit down there is a serial, so serial to serial, so RS-485 to RS-485 to COM ports with the PC. So they look like that. So one, it looks like Ethernet port. Another one looks like it is for COM port, which is for the older version communications. So don't worry, that you can easily convert it from. If you just let me just unplug that one down there, you can easily, if you don't have a COM port, you can easily use a pretty, well-known serial converter. Guys, don't go for cheap ones. There's a lot of cheap ones, and it's crap. So the ones I can vouch for and has not let me down is this guy in here, which is a Tenor RS232 and 485 converter. I'll leave that in the link description below. I've used with so many drives, so many conversions with so many different PLCs, and it's not once let me down. So they work, and also it works with this guy as well. I have a COM port on my laptop. I will be doing a laptop video very, very soon. So you'll be able to more or less check it out what kind of laptop I do have. So if you want one, you could probably go get one yourself. So and you also have a kit in here, which is pretty much from all the other drives that you will require connect to it with the different communications ports. So it's all come in one package, guys. You can't go wrong with it, all in there for you to be able to connect to the software. So yeah, that's what we're going to do today. So yeah, without further ado, oh yeah, and don't forget to check all the links in the description below. So again, I left everything I possibly could think will help you out. It's going to be there, so do check it out. So without further ado, let's get started. So here we are. So first thing we're going to do, if you type in Google SoMove or click the link in the description below, it will take you to this window where you can download your software, so the SoMove itself. And yeah, pretty much download from there and install. As you can see now, you can have a bit of a documentation as well in here, and obviously utilities and firmwares, which are probably going to be checking it out sometime in the future. So from there on, there's another thing you need to have is what they called these guys in here. Where are they? Down here. These are DTM product related to SoMove, DTMs pretty much. So I think how Schneider has done, because the family is so large and there's so much to it, I do believe they not make a software too big. Again, don't quote me on that. I do think that's the case there, did it? So you can download separately the DTMs for specific drives, which is, I think, is configurations and all the bits that come with it. So as I said, I'm not really understanding the meaning of DTM, but you will require DTM for your specific drive. You can do that from the software, so I'm going to show in a minute, but you can do it in here if you wish. So once you download it, install it, and blah, 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 as you can see, SoMove will pop in here. I already opened it up, so not to drag up the opening times for it, and it will open you the window like this. So as you can see in here, if you go in the device software downloads, if you click in here, you can have all the those DTMs right here to be downloaded as well. So here we are, they are all listed in here. So, and all the other related files that you probably, there's actually quite a lot, as you can see. It's a lot for you to explore. So I haven't done that, so let's lower that one down. So from there on, you can see you can create a project offline, open a project, connect, directly, which you're going to do in a minute, load, store from device. But the one thing you're going to need to do is edit connections or scan. So it will pretty much, as you can see, I have connected to COM1. Pretty much you need to set up your communications from here. So I know I'm connected to, I go always, if the laptop has COM, it will always be COM1. So there's always one. So if it is from USB, you need to go into device manager and find out which USB has been assigned to your specific converter. So if you want to change it, just click this little guy in here. Once it decides to open up, or hopefully on this window, here it goes. And as you can set up the baud rate, and as you can see, all my comps are right here as well. So and there we go, and all the other bits you can do. But this is pretty much how you would set up your comp. Then apply it and okay. And so once we've done that, so we're just gonna apply. So let him to go there, and once we've done that, so we're gonna go straight to connect. As you can see down here, there's a license as well. It says in the license state trial license, because I have been lazy to register. I will register. Schneider, if you're watching, I promise I will register. So let's go straight to connect to the device. Why not? You could actually load from device as well. Actually, we should have done that, but it doesn't make really much of a difference. So yeah, it gives you all the anticipated current operation, blah blah, because you're going to be working it from the laptop, and there's a lot of stuff could be overwritten, and yeah, they have to warn you to be careful when you are working with the drive that is still connected to equipment. There we are, he's doing his thing. So what we're gonna do, we didn't here we go, identified already my drive, already found my drive, and here's my drive in here. Pretty much gives you a nice picture of what it is. From there on, tells you my device, and if there's more, there's gonna be more of them. So from there on, let's go offline and have a check out what this software is all about. So from this window here, there's a lot we can do. So apart from my device, there's not much else you can do in here, apart from if you want to modify if you wish to. So operate window. Operate window is really cool window. I like it. So you can have a monitoring parameters in here, the ones you would like to monitor when the drive is running, and also you can have a parameter settings in here. You can add whatever you want. As you can see, the list is massive. And you can add into those lists is something that you want to work with. So quickly access and work with it in this side. We're going to check that in when we go online. And in here you can add as well all the monitoring. It's not that many, there's 3 more left. So in this window, so what you want to monitor while the drive is running. So to check that out, so let's go online. So yeah, I haven't changed anything, but yeah, fair enough. So let him load it in. So let me pause in here while it's doing that, not to drag. Oh, yes, we want you to do that. So not to drag on the video. Okay, almost done. Yes, thank you. So and now that we are should be online. Come on. It goes updating everything. Here we go. Once they are online, as you can see, some of the lights are coming on already. So if I will close any of the inputs, so let me just close one of the inputs. As you can see, I've got no frequency at the moment, but you can see states are changing. and is reading what the digital inputs are doing. I wonder if we can add more digital inputs. I don't. We'll check that out in a minute. So, and from there on, what we're gonna do in here is we are going to change the, where is it? Low speed. Yeah, low speed. Let's change the low speed to 20, just for the test purposes. Let's enter it. So, and now if we close the cables, as you can see, now our drive is running, and everything is from monitoring point of view. So it tells you now digital input 1, forward direction is running, and it tells you what is going on. And you can literally edit your parameters. Again, remember to make sure you understand what you're doing if the system is connected. Ooh, and there we go. That's changed to 30, and you can monitor as well on this window in here what is going on regarding when it comes down to frequency, motor speed, current, and things like that. So let's shut this down. So pretty much this is operate window. Also, if you go into the communications, not the communications device, and you go into command panel, there's a thing called command panel where you can actually activate and run your drive from actual laptop as well if you wish to. So from there on, let's activate. Yes, again, Schneider has to pop up all these windows, and from there on, so you can see I can click on the run, and my drive is running from here as well. So, and then I can still work all these parameters or whatever more parameters I have added, and that is operate window. So let's deactivate that. So inactive, let's make it inactive and go offline. You don't need to be online for this at the moment. From there on is parameters. Parameters it's pretty much all your parameters. It's very simple, easy to use parameters. If you are online, let's say at the moment blue means you are offline, and all the parameters you change you will have to load into the device. So, and if you are in orange, let's just go back online actually. Why did we go offline? If you are in online, it will change your parameters automatically, and you will not have to load anything. So let me go in there. So it doesn't really make a difference what we're doing here regarding many parameters, but all the parameters is very easy to understand and very easy to work with from here. So come on, load in. There we go. So as you can see, they all change in orange, pretty much letting you know that they are in we are in online mode. And they will be changed automatically. So as you change them, so as you can see, every parameter has been changed. It's got pencil to it, and as you can see, all have the explanations how the code would look on the drive, and pretty much what the explanation is in the real world. And that's what I was looking for when I needed it, when I wanted this software. Easy to work with. So all the parameters right in here. So if you want to see what you have changed, there are 105 parameters right in here, and every single one is there. So that's pretty much, yeah, it's quite straightforward for when it comes down to parameters. So this is where you would set up your drive. So after that is error detection. All your errors is going to be right in here, error statuses. You can see the whole list in here, and if them are going to be ticked, it's pretty much going to explain you what that error is. So yeah, that's pretty much more or less the error window. So from there on, my favorite window is the monitoring window. I love this window because you can, I mean, you can monitor it. Like if you go in here and operate, you can monitor in here a lot of the stuff as well in there. But you can also have a bit of a display, like a HMI display in here. If you just click on one of those when you monitor, it says click on the panel to display the selected parameter in the whatever that word was, and there we go. So now it says what the frequency is going to be. So and you can obviously change the gauges if you want. So as you can see, my minimum frequency is 30. So if you go into operate, and we're going to change that one to did I put 20? Yeah, I put 20. So it's just change the and it's going to monitoring, and you go and change it to 20, and you can add as many windows you want. So here we go. This is going to be our analog. So we can digital into this, and yeah, just play around, guys. Cool monitoring window. So motor frequency. So at the moment the state is 0. Let's check it out. So So there we go. At the moment, shows that's that. So it's cool, guys. Just the monitoring window is very good. Again, very cool for monitoring. So yeah, that's pretty much the monitoring window. From there on, we have a scope. It's pretty much works as a oscilloscope, so you can compare and analyze and all sorts of different data in this window. Possibly we're gonna check it out in some form of video in the future. Possibly. Then there's the safety functions, all the safety setups and things like that for all the drives and servos. And from there on, you have these do things. There's quite a bit more extra to talk about, so we're just gonna scope through them because a lot of people are not gonna use them. And after that is the ATV logic. It's pretty much this drive has its own PLC within the drive as well, and you can sort of more or less change the logic or how the drive functions, and if you want to add extra, so you can say there's a timer, subtractions and ands and all sorts of different things that you can do. So we possibly, most likely, I still need to get my head around really to come up with a good way of running you through how this works. Possibly still have to catch up with Schneider to see what's the best way to explain how that system works now, but it's a very good functionality. So this is basically where you can alter your function blocks within the drive. So, and that, ladies and gentlemen, will do for this video. Hopefully this is helping you out and getting you right on your way to using it. So hopefully it's helped. It is explained as much as I possibly could. So I'm definitely going to be using this software quite a lot. So for the future, well, for any ATV drives that I ever use, I will be using this software for. So yeah, other than that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching, and don't forget to like the video if you like it, and don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel, and obviously if you do like what we're doing here. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.